Welcome, everybody. Merrill Chandler here. It's time for the weekly update. So, what do we have going on? This week is kind of a catch-all. Yesterday, there was this huge Facebook brouhaha. The whole Dakota's banking and tax and asset haven was recently is all over the media. None of those really impact our fundability, so I'll let you go somewhere else for commentary there. But a couple of interesting things have kind of floated to the top. Um, Wells Fargo. Wells Fargo, we shared sometime in the last 30 days, we shared that they are coming out with a new suite of credit instruments, right? More rewards and points, more than they've ever done in the past. Well, they just now introduced yesterday the Reflect credit card. This Reflect credit card, actually, you get the bonuses for making on-time payments. So if you make your payments on time, basically, as we talk about in the boot camp, by the due date and the due time, if you make those on-time payments, that's where you get your rewards, not for how many swipes you're using, even though there may be some components to that. There is no annual fee. Now, I'm not promoting this card, but it is a tier 1 non co-branded. So that means it is 100% value contribution to your profile. It is an opportunity, but the rewards that you get come as a result of making on-time payments. I thought that was cool that they're starting to reward for borrower behaviors, not swipes. Kind of cool. All right, next, we've been talking about this for over 30 days now. Well, for over 30 days significantly, but it's the BNPL, the buy now, pay later movement is really getting more and more traction. There was a huge survey, 3,500 people were surveyed. And while credit cards still are the most popular, the BNPL, the buy now, pay later, is definitely a threat. And some of the things that I'm sharing with you are from interviews of the C-suite executives for the top 5 banks. And so let me explain buy now, pay later. Those of us who have a few years under our belt, buy now, pay later was represented by like 90 days, same as cash. You go to a furniture store, you go to a mattress store, you go to a waterbed store. And it's the big furniture retailers would do what they call buy now, pay later, or 90 days, same as cash. So what they're saying is you walk in, you make a purchase, and then you pay it off in cash. So it's not necessarily, they're extending quasi credit, but the payment terms after the 90 days, those payment terms turn into, you now have a credit line or a revolving account with that store, with that furniture store, etc. Well, what's happening now is that the banks or that MasterCard is leading this charge. Now, remember, MasterCard is not a credit card. MasterCard is a transaction processor. So what they're doing is they're augmenting their transaction processor software and allowing banks to put it on the online so that they can do buy now, pay later transactions from some of these larger groups. Now they're estimating that the scope of buy now, pay later will continue to grow, but for all those medium-sized purchases, like your furniture, your water heaters, the big appliances, right? Not the $30 and $40 and $100 clothes, but the hundreds of dollars and the lower thousands of dollars of these midline purchases is really the attractive sweet spot of this buy now, pay later movement. Well, now they're automating it. So instead of going into a furniture store and filling out the credit application and they pull your credit report and go, yeah, we'll give you 90 days, same as cash. That software that MasterCard is producing and onboarding to different banks' online platforms, now that's where that transaction is going in. So you go into your furniture store, you go into your appliance store, you go into your Home Depot, wherever BNPL is being taken, and then just like cashless, you purchase like you would a credit card, but the buy now pay later process with that merchant is now handled in the background at your bank. And some banks are saying, yeah, make monthly payments with your debit or your checking account to pay that off. So it's almost like tapping your savings or tapping your checking account to make sure that payment is handled during that 90 days same as cash. Now, while I say 90 days same as cash, I wanted to outline two features. There's no interest. So that's one of the big, huge benefits of BNPL is there's no interest. But if you do end up passing that the free period or the interest-free period, then you're in a revolving account. Some of them are actually expanding to, and this is a boon for all of us fundability mavens. If they do this with installment loans, we're solid, because the installment loan, you're basically paying the bank, you're switching funds in the bank, and the bank is paying for the transaction at the furniture store, etc. So the article that I read here in my research was the credit cards still rule, but face an existential threat from BNPL. It's getting crazier by the day. All right. Also, talk about getting crazy. U.S. Bank, one of the top 5 banks in the country, is they're literally now going to be have announced a product where they would backstop and warehouse cryptocurrency. And the next phase 2 of offering to legitimize cryptocurrency accounts will, I guarantee you, the next one will be to borrow against those cryptocurrency accounts. That isn't coming yet, but U.S. Bank has made the move to be able to warehouse those crypto funds and create stable coin accounts that borrowers could use as part of their asset portfolio, just like stocks are assets, just like trading oil futures are assets recognized by the banks. U.S. Bank in this move is formalizing and saying, oh, and by the way, crypto are an asset category, an asset class that we are now legitimizing and saying are okay for us. So that's what we have today for your update. Merrill Chandler here, your host of the Get Fundable universe and your guide to making sure that we navigate the minefields that are all out there. I hope you stay with us, and we will see you next week, same Fundable time, same Fundable channel. Please like and share this for anybody who's in the crypto world, anybody who's looking for a new personal credit card that's a tier 1, 100% contribution card. Please share this, like it, and make sure your peeps know where to find us so they can join us during these news updates. We will see you on the inside.